Prosecution then called a sergeant who I thought, he didn't give much testimony, but I thought was the most important witness. He was an officer who drove to John's house to see if John's children were there unattended on the morning of the 29th. And when he got there, he pulled up and his dash cam sees Karen Reed's car in the driveway. This is about 8 a.m. if I remember correctly. And her taillight is busted out, which is a big part of the state's case. We'll see how the timing plays out as some of the taillight issue is now being argued and testimony is being adduced. But that was an important piece of evidence for the prosecution at this time, at least. The next person they called was a highway patrolman named Kevin O'Hara. The testimony we got through with him is that he was a highway patrol investigator who came out there, I believe the afternoon of the 29th, 4 or 5 o'clock as it's getting dark, and led a search, a grid search, line search, where they're trying to go through very slowly and uncover any evidence they can as 8-9 troopers. When they get there and start getting ready to search, Mr. Alpert comes out of the house, asks if they are there about what happened earlier today, and they say yes, and he goes back inside. While they're doing the search, Canton PD officers show up, and he isn't sure why they're there, because he's just watching his search, he's not paying attention, so he says, no big deal. But these Canton PD officers show up for no reason. After the Canton PD officers have been there for a while, and as the timing works out, we find out on cross, Canton PD has had Karen's car in custody for something like 10-15 minutes, and they're a couple of minutes drive, maybe 2-minute drive, 3-minute drive from the scene, and they just got there on the scene kind of inexplicably at this time, and shortly afterwards they find about 10-15 minutes after they have it in their possession, suddenly they find I think 4 or 5 pieces of the taillight on the scene under the snow. Obviously the taillight being found there is a key part of the state's case, and immediately their first witness about it is very suspicious, the timing and these Canton PD officers just showing up for no reason. Perhaps the state will have more witnesses to try to explain that. My first thought would be, why wouldn't you call them first, so we're not sitting here going, what the hell is that? But we'll see how it continues to unfold. But the suspicion keeps going up, not down.